In this demonstration, you'll learn how to help protect credentials with Microsoft Purview Information Protection. Here, you'll see how information protection can help you classify content containing credentials with auto-labeling policies to enforce protection settings and prevent data loss. This is the Microsoft Purview Compliance Portal where we are logged in as a compliance administrator. Remember, if you have been watching me on these videos, this is the old portal, compliance.microsoft.com. The new portal is found at purview.microsoft.com. So we're going to go into data classification, and we are going to click on classifiers. We have been here before for those of you who have been following. So Microsoft Purview Information Protection helps you discover, classify, protect, and govern your organization's sensitive information wherever it lives or travels. And again, this is extremely important in today's AI era where there is so much data going everywhere. And this solution help you address those risks that come with artificial intelligence. Okay, so we are into the sensitive info types group. Sensitive info types, or SITs, as we have said before, are pattern-based classifiers that detect sensitive information. Microsoft Purview provides built-in types that are ready to use, including SITs for a variety of credentials, such as passwords, tokens, access keys, etc. Let's sort the list and scroll down to view the available credential types. So we're going to click on type, and then we're going to scroll down. All right. Um, so again, all of these are credential types. Client secret API key, general passwords, general symmetric key. Look at that. Google API key, Microsoft Bing Maps key, Slack. I mean, you name it. There's a lot, actually, a lot of these right there. If we scroll up, let's click into one of these, the Azure AD, which is, Azure AD nowadays. The name still is Azure AD, but it's Microsoft Entra, but it's the same thing. If we click on this, okay, this detects Azure Active Directory, Microsoft Entra, Azure AD, client secrets tokens. Now, if we want to learn more about this, this is the format, the pattern, how we do that. So you can look at this documentation online and learn more about this if you want to. But this is just for those who want to learn more. Let's go back into the classifiers. Let's look into the all credential types. And so this is a bundle identity set. We have talked about bundle identity sets before in previous videos, but this one allows you to easily create policies that encompass multiple different entities without having to add them individuals. Instead of going one at a time, you can do all of this at once. So specifically, this set detects credentials from all supported services and environments, which include Amazon, Azure, GitHub, Google, Microsoft General, Slack, and many more. And again, if you want more information about, you can look for the all sensitive information types and learn more about that. Okay. All right, we're going to scroll down. And again, we're going to go into information protection. Those of you who have been following me on this series of videos are familiar with this now. Click on labels. And so again, sensitivity labels from Microsoft Purview Information Protection lets you classify email messages, documents, sites, and other locations to protect your organization's data. We're going to create a new label. We're going to call this all credentials. And we need to put a display name and a display name for users. The description for admins is optional. All the other fields are required. And so next, here we define the scope for the label. In this case, we'll keep the defaults, which is we want to find things everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but items, which basically include files and emails and meetings, groups and sites. We're not going to deal with schematized data assets. In this case, stuff in Microsoft Purview Data Map. We haven't talked about that much, but SQL, Azure SQL, AWS, RDS, and other places. We're not dealing with that for now. So we're just going to click on next. You can configure encryption and content marking settings to protect label items. We're going to skip that for now. Those of you, again, who have been watching this series of videos may be already familiar with this. If you're not, then again, go back and watch some of those. This is the 5th video in that series. So we have talked about this before. Click on next. We are going to enable auto labeling for files and email. And we're going to add a condition. The condition is content contains, and it contains sensitive info types. And the sensitive info types that we want to detect is all credential types. Now, remember that we have been working with a research and development sensitive info type that we created. And the reason we created a custom sensitive info type is because it's a proprietary sensitive info type that is not included in Microsoft. But the all credential types is a Microsoft out of the box. You don't have to do anything to do what I'm doing right now. All you need is to have Microsoft Purview. Of course, you need the license for that, but that's another topic. But so we're going to choose that. We're going to click on add. I'm going to scroll down here, and what we are going to you can adjust the confidence level. You can do a whole bunch of things here, but um the bottom line here is that when content matches the condition that we specified, the label will be applied automatically. And then once the label is applied, there's a number of things that you can apply to that document. So you also have the option to add a custom display message for end users when the label is automatically applied, as we have seen before. So again, we're going to click on next over here. And here you can define the protection settings that you want to take effect when this label is applied to teams, groups, or sites. We're going to skip this for now, but we have already been here in my previous videos. And you can also enable auto labeling for a schematized data asset, but we're not working with this at this moment either. And then we are ready to create this label. Now, the label has been created. Now remember that the first part is creating the label. To apply that label, you need to create a policy, right? So here is the option to automatically apply label to sensitive content. So we are going to now create a policy to automatically apply the label to that sensitive content. I'm going to click on done. And then here is the create the policy option because we chose that. All right. So we can basically do two things in one settings right here. So the auto labeling policy has been created. Okay. If we go to auto labeling, this is the auto labeling policy we just created. We're going to click on it. This policy is currently running. That's why it may take a little bit to get there. But anyway, so here is the policy. um, we are going to now this is in simulation mode. It creates this in simulation mode. That's why you can turn on the policy, but review the matching items. We want to see if that policy actually found this stuff. And actually, you can see it right here, right? But let's click on this. And if we found a lot of document, server password, okay? Let's click on that. Let's click on this, right? And then you can take a look at the passwords right here, right? So actually, if we go back, so if I click on, so here is the password that it discovered. Somebody somewhere has that password saved. And this is very, very common. Um, it is best practice that company use a password manager, but a lot of companies do not use a password manager. So therefore, they just go in and type those passwords, right? So, and that's what this is about over here. Now, this is what we want. We want to discover those passwords. I'm going to turn on this policy, and I'm going to click on close. And again, if we want more information, we can go ahead and do that. But in this case, we'll send an email containing a password to Contosa's social media account. Let's see what happens. And this is also very common where people send passwords in email. It happens all the time, or put it into Teams chats, right? So not a good thing, but again, it happens all the time. Click on send. Let's click on a new tab, and we're also going to do, we're going to create this. Here's the password. Let's create another thing, and let's upload these files. Okay, again, so sensitive info types are being marked over there. Okay, scroll up over here, and let's now go into Content Explorer. Again, we've been here before. For those of you who have not been following me, I recommend that you go back and watch those other videos. So let's click on scroll, and let's go to all credential types, and let's see what happens with those things that we just did, right? Scroll down, click the link over here, and then again, here we can find those passwords as well. And if we open the document, then we can see those passwords as well. If we go to Activity Explorer, and we've been here before, scroll down, okay? Let's label apply, and then we see that the label has been applied to those files that contain, passwords and stuff like that, right? So basically, that activity shows that the auto labeling policy was applied. And with that, we conclude this video demonstration. As always, thank you for watching. If you like this content, please subscribe to my channel, and so that you are informed when new content is created. Thank you. Hope to see you next.